Hello everybody all over the world. Hello, it's time for another episode of HiGPS, and today we will be looking at Coaching Prop: 3. Yeah, it's kind of a rushed episode. I am going to do a cast within an hour, but I really wanted to get this done. As of course I mentioned in an announcement that I removed because I have more announcements. I still haven't made the proper announcement video yet. We will be doing coaching from now on, so I will coach you if you have any troubles with everything, and we'll help point out what your mistakes are. So today we have a sniper episode, kind of a guy playing a lobby named the Prop: 3, which is this guy right here. And we're going to be looking at his sniper play, and his comments to me was as follows as I load up the correct email here. Let's see. You know, I prepared as always. Yes, there we go. He says the difficulties he has are two things. He can't stop doing the jump cancel, which is very common for a lot of snipers. They shoot and jump and cancel out of the scope. That could be a factor that, you know, limits your learning in getting better and stuff like that. And he says I don't know where to stand, like positioning. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna look at him and see how much he fails and stuff. No, we're just gonna see how he plays and like add comments. It's mostly gonna be for him and maybe other snipers if you play very similarly, because he makes a lot of, you know, like common mistakes for newer players. Yes. So we're gonna go into the game here. This is a demo of him, and he's gonna be playing a lobby here. So we're gonna assume that communication with his team is limited. So we're just gonna exclusively look at his play, pretty much entirely excluded. So one thing we're gonna focus on is, does he do a lot of the jump things, and does he do a lot of faulty positioning? Now here, this positioning is pretty good. So you can do this little trick here, and we see he jumps. And here's the thing, if you jump in this position, he will actually see you because you jump over the rocks. So that's kind of like, if there's a place where you shouldn't jump, it's when you're not really visible if you're in one spot, but if you jump, you're visible. Because a lot of snipers, if you jump and your like head peeks up over like a rock, you can get headshot. So it's better not to jump in that situation. And here it's like that rock. He's kind of like that. So he's not doing the standard sniping spot. It's a good spot to shoot whoever's in there, and now he's having a kind of a sniper duel here. See, he doesn't do the jump thing, cancel. He does the ducks, which is a lot easier. And we can see he's generally kind of struggling. It's a lot of fake scoping and back and forth. There's a lot of, and he's also using the Razorback, which if you ever want to learn being a better sniper, just never ever use that. Use SMG or Girardi. And he finally gets the sniper after a long battle, and he's kind of just running all over the place right now, trying to kill people and trying to get this demo, which his heavy would have killed anyway. And that's also the thing is with sniper, keep in mind that you are a support, so if you see like that demo, he was on the low ground, there was a heavy on the high ground, just shooting the shit out of him, he's gonna die to the heavy. You do not need to concern yourself. So Prop here is kind of making the mistake that a lot of snipers are making the mistake. They think like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna get a bunch of kills and kill everybody and be as quickly killing machine as possible. But actually, sniper is all about getting the right kill at the right time. Because you can get 3 kills, that doesn't matter, and you can get 1 kill and it completely stops the enemy doing whatever they shall. And it just takes a bit longer. So he is generally being, he's a Korean, so I know this, I played, he says he's Korean, but Koreans, in particular, are really extremely impatient, and they stress up. So when you're a sniper, try to remain calm. Like, don't stress out over things. Just be very silent, and because of that, you know, he's doing the scope thing. He leaves himself completely open to the enemy sniper, and he knew that that is where the enemy sniper is going to be, so that's kind of a mistake. So as we speed up, he goes back into position here. He's trying to scope, and he is kind of just shooting whatever he sees. He's like, oh, I see a soldier, gonna try and shoot a soldier. Oh, a soldier over there, it was over there. Oh, it's a pyro, shoot the pyro, yep. Okay, what do we have? A spy, shoot the spy, and we have the heavy, shoot the heavy. Okay, fall back. And he isn't really that focused. He's kind of just like Kind of like a goldfish sniper, you just shoot whatever you see and you forget what you're supposed to shoot. And he's firing a lot of blanks, which is not really scary. Out of all the shots he fired, he hasn't really done anything. And here's an important thing I want to mention. Right now, there is a battle. Let's see if we can... Right now, okay, he's here. Right now, there is a battle between a pyro and an engineer, and he's moving the cart. So here's the thing. This sniper is focused on him, which is here. And he's focused on him. However, if he just strafes to the side, he can kill the engineer, and then he will have then he will 2v1 this engineer with his pyro friend, and then with the help of his pyro and the flare gun, he can then 2v1 the sniper. And that is one of the key factors of playing Team Fortress 2. You want to create, like, little things like this can create situations where you 2v1 2 players 2 times, which is really in your favor, and it's really what you want to do. But instead, we're going to be seeing him. I think he just tries to get the sniper. Yeah, he tries to 2v1 here, and now it's a 2v1 engineer pyro here. Didn't really do too much there, and then he just dies anyway, so not the biggest of deals. Just something he could have done. So he's now up again with his team, telling them to go, which is what you do when you want them to go. Follow the tracks. And the enemy is putting on a lot of pressure. And here he says, like, he sees the heavy, he sees the pyro, and he just shoots the pyro. He gets a nice headshot on the spy, though. And you can see he is generally pretty far ahead. And then he dies. What I would have done, not saying that this is the correct answer, is seeing that there's... Whoa. Okay. Yes. Seeing that there's a bunch of guys here, and the sniper is here, and we've literally lost this entire area, I would rather just run back in... God, I love demos! Let's see. Let's see. Damn it. I would rather have him retreat to the house where the... I love demos! There's... Good. Also because I don't know how. So he's now switching out the loadouts. Yes, what I wanted him to do in that situation... he died a couple of times without really too much happening. He was in this spot, and the enemies were, you know, over here. So what he did, he just poked around this corner, was in the front, and then just died. What he could have done is rather just go behind here, charge up a full shot, and just wait for them to push the cart, because you do see the cart through the walls, and then he would have been able to get a good pick instead of just doing the running in the front and just dying. And audio? Will this help? Yeah, I guess. So he's now in a very standard sniper spot. Gotta be careful about your blind zone whenever you're aiming this way. You're open from... You can counter snipe here, but you're also open from snipers who come on the side here. So unless your team, you know, is doing inside inside this map room, you can't really do all that much. So now I would really like to see him go in and go forward and take a forward position. He sees the medic, and I think he gets a sweet headshot here. Yeah, he gets a sweet headshot while he's on fire. That is not a skill shot, it's a very lucky shot, and then he just died to a mid-SMG. But hey, he got the medic pick. He went out of position to get the medic pick and overextended and died doing so, but that was definitely worth it, as his enemy medic is going to have like a 50% uber advantage. So he's back up again using the bizarre bargain because it's a lobby. We're having fun in lobbies. Sees the enemy sniper, catches him in the blind zone. Very nice work there. And you see he didn't jump, and he was very calm. Like, as right now, he is not very pressured. He doesn't feel pressured, and then he jumps and shoots the pyro. There's no reason for him to jump, but he did it anyway. He hasn't done it that much this round, and now he's starting to get stressed. He has missed the heavy a couple of times, and now the enemy, his team is moving towards the enemy with an Uber, and he can really get in position here and take out this mid-sentry, which he does. Now he's in the front. He could start in the scope here, sees the demo and the medic, and actually decides to go for the medic again, killing him with a nice body shot. Excellent work, excellent prioritization. But we see he is not consistent in doing this. So now he's kind of out of position. He should take cover inside the house to avoid stuff falling on him from the sky, which is what he does. Excellent. And now he sees the heavy, and there's what you do. You wait for a full charge, but he didn't. He kind of impatient. He's kind of trying to get as many kills as he can on a short amount of time, and he's making himself very visible. And you can see the sniper dot on the wall from the opposing sniper as well. And now he's starting to get stressed out. And you see when he's starting to get stressed out, he really starts to miss his shots. What we saw earlier, when he was really comfortable and took his time just killing them, he actually kill a bunch of players. But now he's kind of stressed, but he gets a nice kill on Demo Man, and he doesn't jump after that kill. So he's actually getting more confident, and we see that his positioning right now is pretty good. Spy is behind here, didn't really get anything done thanks to his Pyro friend. Excellent work. And he sees a heavy, and he's gonna... This is what I like you not to do. You see a heavy, and he has used the... whatever it's called, the fuck's that called? The gloves are running urgently, so he takes mini crits when he takes damage. So instead of just picking up the pan and just running, you can just run sideways and just body shot him a couple of times. It's maximizing your damage, making sure you do additional damage. Because hey, if you land 2 body shots on him, that's 100 health. And if a scout comes, the scout only needs to 2-shot the heavy and not 3-shot the heavy. Like little things like that. Every little bit helps if you're able to pull it off. And then he dies to the heavy, who is at 180 health, meaning if he body shot him twice, he would only have 80 health. Just saying. Let's have a sip of my juice here. But that is very common for Razorback snipers, actually. I've seen this with the top-tier player of snipers that use the Razorback. They're generally not that good at maximizing their damage. So now he did what I mentioned earlier. You stand in the blind spot, you stand completely open, and the other sniper just blind zone kills you. But he was going for the medic, so, you know, high risk, high reward. So as for positioning-wise, he should try and position himself so he has his team more in front of him and he stays in the back. And have other people in front of him to do a distraction here. And he almost hits the heavy there. Kind of, like... I can't judge you and say, like, your aim is bad, just get better aim, because that isn't very helpful, and that it's not something that you can... Like, if you're a bicycler, and I tell you to just bicycle better, like, that doesn't... Like, have better balance. Like, I can't teach you how to have better balance. You gotta do that yourself, and in this case, it's your aim. But one common thing, like I mentioned earlier, for all new aspiring snipers, is that they generally tend to get stressed. And when you get stressed, you kind of try to do things a lot faster, like faster than what you're used to, and thereby you miss a lot of your shots, and then you get frustrated, and then you just miss even more shots, like here. But now he has a full charge, and could have done something. Unfortunately, the scout just comes and kills you, because that is not unusual. Scouts will shut you down in Highlander, as we have wonderful demos, because this is what happens when you change the loadouts, and then they fail. But now they're going to be attacking, so let's see how his attacking style is. So, as for defense, he's doing alright. Like, he's not bad or anything. He knows what he's doing, except he's wearing the Razorback, which limits your game feel on the enemy spy and stuff like that. So, just checking for, I guess, sticky traps and stuff like that, and sees the scout and tries to go for the scout. Sees the other sniper, barely misses. Kind of having a sniper duel right here. Takes him out. And then he shoots the demo in the head, registers a body shot, and then he dies to a spy. That's the first time he's died to a spy this round, but it's not the first time he's died in general. So, as a sniper, it's very, like, on this map, this position is very good. You can harass the sentry, you can shoot the engineer and stuff like that, but you gotta be careful of dropping down snipers, because they just jump down and counter-snipe you. But there was no way he could have known that, unless he knew if the sniper was alive or not. But they do kill the sentry rig fairly quickly, his team does. And then he just dies to a soldier pretty instantly, and not a lot you can do about that. And sniper, if anything comes close to you, really, there's not a lot you can do except get a lucky quick shot to the face at close range. So here is another thing I want to mention, and that is prioritization of targets. He, currently, our hero, Mr. Prop, :3, has 184 health. That means the opposing sniper can't kill him with a quickscope, unless he stays in charged for a while. So right now, what I would have done, and I would encourage everybody to do, is try and go for the medic as the other sniper is also pressured. Because as of right now, we have a little standoff here. We have our fellow Devilman, he is shooting sticky bombs. We have a scout who's going to be pressuring, and we have a soldier who will be shooting rockets. And we're on the high ground, they're on the low ground, and that sniper like, usually snipers will cancel out each other, but this guy, he has overheal as well, so these snipers can't really kill each other. So going for the medic, in this case, would definitely be the better pick, because usually he will be stressed out because there's so much spam and stuff coming on that he can't hit you as consistently. So let's see how this pans out. Good. Let's see. Do this as well. Get the HUD right. This thing just sounds awful. Thanks, Valve. I love what you do. Making demos a joy to work with. And he's just now shooting whatever, and he's doing the flick shots, not really hitting anything. God. Okay, it stopped. Whew. Oh, man. So he sees the other sniper, takes him out. Guess a nice pick there. There's a demo on the high ground, tries to get him with a nice little flick shots. Doesn't quite do it though. Flick shots are not reliable. They look fancy, but it's not a reliable source of shooting people if you're gonna learn. But if you go like, well, pros do it all the time, and it's like, yeah, but they're not trying to do it flick shot. It's just natural to them. It's like tracing. So he's going to be going up on the roof here to get a high ground advantage. This is nice positioning. Being above your target is always good. Mainly because if you... The sniper holds a rifle like this, right? So if you're aiming straight and the sniper is on the low ground and he's looking up at you, your hands will actually cover your face. You know? And that goes for soldier as well. Soldier holds rocket launcher like this. Right? So you can do that as a soldier. If you just stand on the high ground and look up, you can't really get a headshot. And when you're aiming with the sniper, not like regular, but aiming, it's very hard for the low ground sniper to actually hit you in the face, because your face is actually a lot smaller because your hands are in the way. So if you have the opportunity, grab the high ground. So this is a Wrangle level 1 mini sentry. Tries to get the engineer, and I think he's going to go for the sniper. Try and get the sniper pick here. He doesn't really need to commit to this because there is his entire team versus that sniper. So he could have just strafed back and forth and just no-scope body shot him, and the sniper would have died anyway. So it's kind of like safing it. Like, you don't need to take risks when you can just safe it, and the result will be the same regardless if you take the risk or not. And then he does a full charge shot, kills the sentry. That's a nice pick. And now he's on the low ground here, and because he was wearing the Razorback, 2 of his teammates die. So yeah, people in the chat saying you should always second scope. Yeah, you should always second scope, but not second scope if second scoping would mean that you would die, or someone on your team would die. So his team is going for the most part forward, so I guess right now he's kind of calmed down again. He does a little flick shot on there, and then this little jump crouch thing. Not that controlled, it looks a bit spastic. And we will see what he does. And yes, oh yes, this is very important. This window here, really good at shooting this, right? So what do you shoot? Do you shoot the engineer or do you shoot the sentry? Here's what you do. If you see the sentry and no engineer, you just shoot the sentry. Not to kill it, but you shoot the sentry to get the engineer to repair it, because the engineer will be like, oh shit, somebody's shooting my sentry, I better repair that shit. And then you will see where the engineer is at, and then you can try and shoot him. Or in this case, the engineer is here and try and go for him. So right now, Mr. Prop is in a very good position to kill this engineer. So he goes and waits for it and shoots. Alright, so here is what he should do. He should just rescope and try and get the engineer again. But instead he looks for the side and he's like, well, you see the engineer, and okay, I missed. And then he just immediately loses focus and he headshots a pyro. And he's like, yeah, okay, well, and then he dies to a sticky trap. That pyro will get healed, and nothing will really happen to that pyro. And it wasn't like, yeah, you got a headshot, but it didn't kill anything. If anything, it helped him build Uber. So here comes an Uber push. I think this is where yeah, this is where he dies. Low in health, not too much he can do. So he's going to be running up again. In that case, having a Girardi would definitely have helped, because he was going to die anyway. So he's trying to blind shoot the spy. That is something you can do. Trying to flick shots, not necessarily hitting as well as he could. Just letting his team know there's spies around here. And then getting a nice headshot on the spot, as the spy was.
Predictable!
And running away. And this is one of the most awesome moments in this lobby. There's a demo man coming in with crits here, and he is just about to die. He maximizes damage, does a bit of a headshot, turns around, switches to weapons because he's stressed, I guess. And then he's like, well, might as well go for the demo man, and then he shoots, flicks, and actually hits the medic in the face. And that is pretty much the definition of look. And you see he stopped, probably typing to his friend like, that was so pro, that was so skill, but actually it was the luckiest shot because he was actually aiming for the demo man. He just barely hit the medic. But that was a very nice shot indeed, but you can see he hasn't, like, those shots have been far in between. So keep in mind. But he did what he could. He got a kill before he died. So if you can take somebody with you before you die, that's always good. The soldier is going to die. He did a nice little headshot on there. Soldier was predictable. And I think that's it. They win. Victory, yeah. So in order to recap this first coaching episode thing, Prop did pretty well. He didn't, you know, crouch spam as much, you know, as a lot of people do. Some players do that every time. Because the reason I want to stress this, I said this in my sniper versus sniper video, but in case you haven't seen that, you kind of don't see how much you miss your target if you jump out of scope immediately. So you won't know if you're overshooting or undershooting. I'm not sure what sensitivity this guy is using. I'm guessing he has kind of high sensitivity, or medium, or low. I don't know. I literally have no idea. But my tip to Prop would be to stay calm and accept death, because you know you should, when you get into certain positions as sniper, you just like, either I get this kill or I fucking die. It's not like, well, I'm just gonna cancel out and kind of just run away. No, sometimes you just have to be, well, if I miss this shot, I'm dead, and just accept it. Because even if you try and stall and stay alive and try and run away, you're just gonna die later. So if you're absolutely going to die in 10 seconds, you know that there's no point in stalling, because you just die faster and you respawn faster and you get like another wave of reinforcements. And a lot of players don't seem to realize that. So as a sniper, the tips I have to give is stay calm, pick your targets carefully, and position yourself to give your team the help they need. And sometimes just no scoping body shots will work better as long as you hit your target, instead of just trying to go for the fancy flick shots, headshots, and just missing like 80% of the time, which is not very scary. Because body shots, if you can hit like 3 body shots in the row multiple times, they will get really nervous. And when people get nervous and stressed, they miss a lot of targets. So yeah, this has been the first of hopefully more like coaching sessions where we look at different plays. It can be hopefully source TVs, because they're a lot easier to work with than this. That I will do in the future, shows like that. So yeah, thank you for watching, and props to Props for sending me this replay and letting me do this episode. So stay tuned on the stream, because it's going to be raffle time. And I'm also working out a system to do this for you YouTube viewers, so we will be right back.